Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're talking about some serious shortages of medications and antibiotics and what I want you guys to start thinking about stocking. Let's get into it. All right, folks, welcome back. So if you've been following the news, you know that there are some serious shortages going on right now in the medical community of some very important frontline antibiotics. Stuff like amoxicillin, Augmentin, Tamiflu, and things like albuterol and Tylenol, which of course aren't antibiotics, but some are over-the-counter stuff. So America's facing a shortage of 4 key medications used in common illnesses in children as the virus season comes back in full force. Now, officials have declared a shortage of the first-line antibiotics like amoxicillin and Augmentin, which are used to treat bacterial infections. Tamiflu, of course, is the common flu medication in the U.S., and albuterol, which I have over here, which is a common inhaler for asthma, and it helps open your airway in your lungs. What I'm going to do is give you some options today, as well as a way to obtain some antibiotics, and give you some choices of what's out there, because it looks like it's going to be a pretty rough winter this year, and we aren't even in flu season yet. So with all this stuff disappearing off the shelves and being taken out of our usual rotation, this is one of the reasons why preppers prep when there's no emergency. Why did I go out and buy a bunch of Tylenol? Because I knew something like this could happen. Right after the pandemic, when that stuff started to come back into stock, I went out and made sure that I could get as much Tylenol as I needed, as much Advil as I needed, or Aleve. And again, these are all options for you. Basic aspirin, Aleve, Advil, and Tylenol. So here's my thinking on this. When the Tylenol disappears from the shelves, and it will, it's already in very short supply in our local stores here, the next thing they're going to do is go for whatever's next. Advil, and then they'll go for the Aleve, and then they'll go for aspirin. So if you love Tylenol and you can't find it, by all means, start stocking up on your other types of pain relievers. Okay? I'm not going to tell you that they're going to be perfect for you. They may not agree with you. I know Aleve can be bad if you've had stomach issues or ulcers, but it will help you in an emergency. Another thing we don't talk about very often is mouth pain. And short of getting some serious painkillers, which of course you need a prescription for, this stuff right here is what I recommend. This is eugenol or clove oil. You can buy this. I get mine in Walgreens, all the way in the back in the medical and the dental section. Walmart has them on and off. They're a little bit cheaper in Walmart. They're about $3 and change. This stuff tastes disgusting, but it will clear out any kind of tooth pain you have. And the cool part is it's an antiseptic. So that's just some ideas on pain medications that I think you should be stocking up on. Now, another thing that I've seen, and I've seen this firsthand and every time I walk by the first aid section in Walmart, is the children's Tylenol shortage. There's the liquids and the gels, and that's just gone. There's nothing there. So maybe it's time to start thinking about some off-brands, like this is the Walgreens, this is the adult formula. They do have the children's stuff. Or give them the adult stuff in half a dosage. And essentially, that's what the children's stuff is, really, most of the time. It's just a lower dosage or a lower concentration of the medication. Of course, you don't want to accidentally give your kid too much, Tylenol or cough medicine. So it's a good idea to check with your doctor and see what the dosage equivalent should be. But again, you're going to start stocking up on this stuff because we're coming into flu season. And if you have a family of kids that go to school and they're going to bring home illnesses, you don't want to be suffering through this stuff during a shortage. The big thing that I'm worried about is really the antibiotics, okay? Now, we've all gone this route. I'm going to show you something here. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll just show it to you. I'm sure we've all ordered that online from certain websites, but I have a bit of a more stable solution for you, all right? And one of the things that I have done is partnered up with Jace Medical. Now, we're going to get into Jace Medical in a second. Now, I do want to talk to you folks who use albuterol on a regular basis. I know doctors are desperately trying to phase that out and put you on some kind of steroid management system, but if you do use albuterol to control your asthma, I have allergy-induced asthma, and really the only thing that gets me anymore is horses. If I get around horses, oh man, I am a sneezing, wheezing mess. So I always make sure to have at least one asthma inhaler with me, and this happens to be dual, and it's the albuterol and another medication. But for those of you that can't get this stuff, okay, right here, this is back on the market. This is called Primatene Mist. You may remember it. It's epinephrine. Now, if you have heart issues or heart conditions, again, not a good idea. Check with your doctor first. But This stuff here does work very, very well and will clear out your lungs in an emergency. And this is what I generally carry because I really don't need a prescription for it. It is the new formulated version, so you have to shake it up first and then use it. But it works very, very well and will, be something there for you when your rescue inhaler, which is really short supply right now. Albuterol isn't even available on those certain websites we talked about before. It's really short supply worldwide. So this is time to start thinking about this now before the panic hits and the little Johnny can't find his inhaler at 3 in the morning. You have something to give him to back up. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect solution, but it definitely will work for you. And then you can start thinking about stocking it up. Now, these aren't cheap. They're anywhere from $27 to $30 each. But having a few put away in an emergency is a very good idea. So let's move into the antibiotics section. And I'll get into Jace Medical here in a second. But I'm sure most of us, if you're watching this, you probably have found websites to get antibiotics from. I know what I've used for myself over the years. I know what works. I also have done extensive research as well as having a family full of medical professionals. And, I know what to take. If you don't know what you're taking for what, please don't overuse antibiotics. Don't abuse them. And that's where Jace Medical comes in, because you have this awesome case that you'll get. You're going to do an internet consultation online. You're going to be able to get your antibiotics prescribed to you. And I'm going to pull the case forward here for a second. And you'll be able to get yourself doctors on call for a year to tell you anything that might be wrong with you. If you have any questions, you'll be able to call them up. I'm going to show you these here. You get your emergency antibiotic guide. Okay, and this will tell you your symptoms and what to take for them and what each one does and how each one works, okay? If you have questions, you have a phone number to call. And that phone number will be there for you where you can speak to a doctor and say, hey, you know what? I read in the book that it says this, but my symptoms are this and this. What do you think I should take? And they can guide you through. And this will be your list of antibiotics. Now, I'm not going to pull these out because but these actually come to you with your name on them, okay? It's legit right here, okay? You can see my name there, George, and this is the stuff they prescribe to you. It is a safe, legal way of getting antibiotics. I'll go through what they give you in the package in a second here. It's a safe, legal way of getting antibiotics, and you don't have to mess around with strange websites and, the risk of getting stuff that won't work for you. So, first of all, let's talk about shelf life. Now, they guarantee these for a year. Most manufacturers' expiration dates between 2 and 3 years, pretty much to maximize the shelf life of your medications. They should be stored in an airtight container in a cool, dry environment. In other words, inside those things, in a cool and dry area. My storeroom stays a whole lot cooler than the rest of the house. I generally will close up my heat vent in it in the winter when I'm using heat, but I will open the AC in the summer, and it stays very cool in there. And that's where I store all this stuff in this, and inside a plastic container as well. A plastic Rubbermaid type tub with all my other medical gear. I have multiples of those types of tubs with medical gear in it, and it's all labeled. So that will keep for a good long time. However, studies have shown that when stored in a cool, dry environment, these types of medications retain greater than 90% of their potency for 20 years. And that was a military study that was done a couple years back where they put this stuff in optimal conditions, stored it, and they found out that, yes, it does last that long, and you will be able to save it. So what about Jace and payment? Okay, Jace takes all major credit cards, all right? They will take some HSA and FSA cards. However, please confirm with your HSA and FSA carrier in order to make sure you have the documentation you need for approval. They don't take health insurance, okay? So it's either going to be you're paying with your debit or credit card or your HSA or FSA card. It makes it a lot easier for them, and they can really keep the cost down by not taking regular old health insurance. Okay. Now, what will your kit contain? Well, your kit's going to contain all of the prescribed medications, okay? But it's also going to come with an unlimited physician follow-up for any questions relating to the use of any of these, okay? And that is really cool. That's something that's very, very unique and different with Jace. You can call them up at any time and speak to a doctor there and be able to find out what you need to do and what medications you might need to take. Now, of course, you're going to get the antibiotic guide. We've already shown you that. And that's written by board-certified physicians as a companion with your antibiotics. You're going to get amoxicillin clavulanate, I hope I said that right, 875 milligram tablets, azithromycin, so Z-Paks essentially, Cipro, doxycycline, and metronidazole. Okay, and you're going to get 500 milligrams of that in 30 tablets. So each medical bundle here is intended as emergency supply for one adult. Now, we're going to go quickly over the pricing, okay? For the U.S. patients, it's $259.95. Now, you can get this in Canada, but it's a little more expensive. And for Canadian patients, this is going to be $339.95, okay? Basically, what they do is reflect local costs of medication, shipping, fees, and materials. Okay, in the case of allergies, listed medications may be substituted. So if you, during your consultation, say, I have an allergy to penicillin, of course, they're not going to give you penicillin. So how does this work? Okay, you go online, you fill out the information, you consult with a physician. Basically, after that, successful completion of your visit, your request is going to be reviewed by a physician in your state, okay? In some cases, the physician may need to reach out with you for additional questions if they happen to know any problems or interactions. But for the most part, you're going to be submitted and your order is going to be fulfilled, and you can get your stuff right away. So with this extreme shortage of antibiotics that we're seeing right now, I just wanted to revisit this topic. I know sometimes this can seem like, oh, he's just trying to sell antibiotics, and I'm not. My point is to keep you guys safe. I don't see this antibiotic shortage ending anytime soon, mainly because of how dependent we've become on other countries for our antibiotic supply. So definitely, if you have the extra cash to spend right now, and I know not a lot of people do, but if you do, definitely look into getting a Jace case from Jace Medical. I will have a link down below where you can do that. You can use my code and save $10 on the kit to start with, okay? And that code is Iridium10. It's a $10 discount code. And my link for this will be down below. And remember, you're going to get this, plus you're going to get all those antibiotics in there. And there is extra room in the case. And sometimes the case and manual come separate because they come from a different distributor. They're having a little bit of supply chain problems there. So I got my antibiotics right away, and I was like, hey, what the heck? Where's my case? So it comes separate sometimes. I don't know if by now they probably have that figured out. But definitely check it out. You do have a lot of area in here to store other medications if you want to. You do have more of those little pouches there. I really like the fact that I have this and the ability to have a doctor on call too. It's not just here's your antibiotics, go away and shut up like some other websites do. It's actually having that backup and that way to speak with a physician if I'm not sure of something. If my symptoms are kind of vague, maybe in here it says if you're throwing up and this and that, take this. But I'm throwing up this and that and I have a fever. Well, I can call up Jace Medical and say, hey, what do I do? I can call up the doctor number, the phone number there, and say, well, what do I do? Anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have the link down below for Jace Medical. Please get out there and get yourself your over-the-counter painkillers right now. Tylenol is going to be a big one. I know a lot of people take it to reduce fever and for headaches and all that stuff. So get out there and get it before things get crazy. If you can't find Tylenol, like I said, there's a bunch of other painkillers out there that will work for you that are over the counter, that are safe. And don't forget your teeth as well. We've got the teeth stuff. And don't forget getting a substitute for albuterol. It's not the perfect substitute. And I'm sure people in the comments are going to be like, oh, that stuff's horrible. Maybe it is. But if you can't breathe at 4 in the morning and you can't get to a doctor, this can let you breathe again. So definitely check it out. Also, too, I wanted to mention witch hazel. Witch hazel is an awesome astringent. It really has nothing to do. There's no shortage on it or anything. But I did want to mention it to add it to your medical kit. I can't tell you how many times I've used witch hazel to clean cuts and injuries and wounds and cat scratches. Oh, my cats. They do love to jump on me in the middle of the night and claw into me. It really works well. And it's something you may want to put away too. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Like I said, the link for Jace will be down below. Definitely get with your doctor and see if they'll prescribe you the stuff first. And if they won't, and if you don't want to go this route, you can get it from Jace, and they will definitely be able to help you out. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check all our links down below, our Jace Medical link, which we just talked about, our Amazon affiliate store. If you're interested in any of the gear you see me use in the channel, you can shop there. Even if there's nothing you like, you just click the link and shop as you normally would. It really helps us out. We have our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15% on your freeze-dried food order, so definitely check them out. We have our My Patriot Supply link. Now this month, again, they're running the $250 off of your 3-month kit. It was affordable to start with. Now you're getting $250 off. It's really affordable. That's 3 months worth of food, freeze-dried, 25-year shelf life. They have awesome deals on other gear and supplies, as well as a 4-week kit with $50 off. Definitely check them out. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching and let me ramble on to you today about the antibiotic issues we're facing. Stay safe and stay prepared.